I stuck a special mine in Grandma Sparkle's special pocket, raided her shack, and the curse of Grandma Sparkle rendered me smitten once again. I reached my hand up in there and grabbed some goodies. She caught me, of course. How could she not? I've got fingernails like razor blades, and I unfortunately failed at making her mad enough to attack me. It's like she knew what I was doing. Then, needing her to be dead already, I allowed myself to hit her one time with my hands. That fucking cunt ran into the sea. She's as smart as she is stupid. She knew the ocean was the one place I couldn't get her. I once again encountered the curse of Grandma Sparkle. I killed her, looted her shack, and my game crashed. The next time around, I ransacked her ass and then killed her. Was I talking about her shack or her old wrinkled flapjacks? You be the judge.
I fight my way past some raiders to cleanse this land of the greatest evil of all, Grandma Sparkle. Little does the wasteland know she's a foul witch practicing dark magic, so it's my nightly duty to put a stop to her. I almost managed to take her out, but she uses a healing spell and then tries to make an aquatic retreat. Unfortunately for Sparks, one more solid swing in Vats is all it takes to vanquish her for good. Want proof that she's evil? This kid literally calls her a monster.
Those monsters, they're gonna get me.
Don't worry, kid. You're safe now.
That was for you, Paul.
For once, I thought, I'll let her live. Grandma Sparkle had other plans. That bitch crashed the game. It was in that moment I decided she will die. I still traded with her, and by that, I mean I forced my garbage into her body. Then I pulled out a gun and blew her goddamn head off. Watching her body spasm was just as satisfying as ever. The evil of Grandma Sparkle was defeated, so I didn't have to worry about the game crashing.
On my way to Rivet City, I avenge our Lord and Savior, Saint Mitten.
Get what you fucking deserve!
The ancient evil, now calling herself Grandma Sparkle, resides at Wilhelm's Wharf. I had no interest in her belongings, only her life. But she's crafty. She thought ahead. In all my travels, I've never once seen her wear a hat. I approached her, saved as a precaution, but it was too late. Her corruption had already infected me. My save menu was all sorts of screwed up. I ignored it. Nothing matters besides enslaving Grandma Sparkle, and I fired away. Not only did my attacks not damage her the way I'd hoped, she crashed the game. So I reloaded the game, ready to try again. And try I most certainly did, but nothing was effective enough. I didn't want her dead, I wanted her to suffer, and that was clearly something I wasn't going to be able to make happen.
Let's pay a friendly visit to the one who shall not be named.
I think karma was trying to tell me something, because as soon as I blew Grandma Sparkle's head off, my game froze. Nothing says pleasure like killing Grandma Sparkle and taking her shit.
Oh no, a witch. Don't ask me how I know she's a witch, I just do. Let me just... Dinner is served.
I did spy with my little eye a vile whore who deserved to die. I cleaved her back in half with my stick, and when I did, what I saw was glorious. The smoke, coming from either my stick or her body, was a sign that she was finally dying, and her convulsing legs told me that it was not pleasant. The curse of Grandma Sparkle was sealed up just like Doom Guy. Impossible for it to smite me again. The knew this. She knew Paulina was a being so far below her that she broke through the negativity barrier and ascended into god tier status. Just before entering her apartment, I decided to put the challenge on hold. This bitch dies. Killing her in her own house will stop the curse forever, unless she fucking vanishes out of thin air. In all my years, I never expected her to leave like that. There are no exits. You saw her run inside, and I was right in front of the fucking door. There's nowhere she could have gone. What we've learned here today is that Grandma Sparkle is not a person. She's an idea. Anyone can be Grandma Sparkle. Any fool with a gun can dress like a slut and become Grandma Sparkle.
As soon as I'm born, I begin my streak as the most annoying being in existence by crying all throughout the intro.
We've got a daughter, Catherine. A beautiful, healthy baby girl.
This is because my existence is hell, and I aim to vibrate the eardrums of all around me to the dimensional low point I'm stuck in. I try to make myself look as much like the demon as possible, but due to the lack of New Vegas' age slider, I end up looking like someone cosplaying as her. No matter, I cry at the resonant frequency of my mother's heart, causing her to die of disappointment, and take out my anger on the nearby bed and other objects in the room. That Ursine fuck never stood a chance.
You are quite the little explorer, aren't you?
If you're wondering about the 7 humors coursing through my veins, just know that they were identical to Sparkle's except for endurance and agility, which I had to spend my extra points on. Why endurance and agility? Well, I could say that it's because of the lack of armor and extra guns points, or because Sparkle's clothes boost the 2 stats, but really, I thought playing as a spry brick shithouse of an old lady was fucking hilarious. Plus, Sparkle gets killed so often, she's bound to have gotten tougher and jumpier at this point. At the celebration of impending death, I attempt to add some extra crunch to my cake. I fail. But luckily, I can always count on a different grandma to cheer me up. I can also count on Butch to be a He circles me around the table like a vulture stalking its prey, and that's when I get an idea. I time it so that Dad lets me free as soon as Butch tries to make pound cake from my face, and I get him to chase me downstairs. I thought I could get him to attack the rad roach and save me from violating the arbitrary rules I pulled out of my ass, but Gomez stops the little shit for a long-distance pep talk.
Hey, Officer Gomez! Nice party, huh?
Can it? I've had it with you, Butch. Your mother is going to hear about this little incident.
What did she tell you? It was my fault? You didn't hear what she said to me.
I'm not going to tolerate any more of your bullying.
Oh my goodness.
Fine, tell my mom.
wouldn't have
Big
missed it
deal.
Undaunted, I press on, trying to see if I can hit all 3 targets without entering the room, because I always have to make my life more difficult than it needs to be. Unfortunately, Todd Howard predicted my tomfuckery and put a shipping crate to block the last target. Well played, Todd. Well played. Reluctantly, I put some microplastics in the roach's bloodstream with my BB gun, violating the rules. I justify it by saying that this is how Sparkle's hunting career got started, but deep down I know I'm a failure for not playing as a baby cosplaying as an old hag. Tag skill time. I choose Barter because you can trade with her, Small Guns for obvious reasons, and Sneak as Grandma Sparkle is a crafty son of a bitch. A few years later, my dad has caused shit to hit the fan, and now it's up to me to clean the blades. I give Bitch my BB gun so we can microplastic some more roaches, but accidentally Pied Piper too many into the room, causing his mother to get eaten alive in front of his eyes. Despite helping him by giving him a gun, he still berates me, so I leave him to his fate. As a child or an adult, Bitch is just really bad at killing roaches. I then get a good shot of Amada turning Officer Mac into mac and cheese, bluff the Overseer for the key, and run my naked, unarmed ass out of there. With my evil unleashed upon the wasteland, I ascend to level 2, and like the dumbass I am, only get explosive to 20 because I forgot I can't use mentats. Ironically, if I used them before leveling up, I may have not made such a dumbass mistake. I then get the thief perk and, fittingly enough, talk a lady out of her life savings seconds afterwards.
The wasteland sucks, kid.
That's what doing chems does to you. It makes you mistake an old lady for a child. Luckily for me, I don't have to be naked much longer, as Crow the armor merchant sells the Cloak of Satan at a discount price. My character doesn't look too happy about it. Who would be wearing the visage of such a vile being? After shoving my junk in the residents' bodies for monetary gain, I tell off Lucy and LeChance.
And you? Well, you are not a resident of this putrescent cesspool.
Find out where my dad is thanks to "You'll never steal me, Lucky Charms" over here. I apologize to Nurbit, and any other Irish people I may have disgraced, and get tasked by Moira to turn my DNA into soup. Anything that results in harm to Grandma Sparkle is a win in my book, so I oblige and then get told to risk blowing my legs off. Well, hot damn, we're on a streak. Minefield is on the way to the place where I can get my weapon anyway, so I head there straight off, witnessing a mole rat commit suicide from my very presence. I honestly don't blame him. I also find Agatha, a fellow old lady who plays music on the radio instead of hunting mirelurks. Still, we share an affinity, so I make a note to look for her violin later. Arriving in the Glycerin Fields, I make a mad dash to the playground while the 25th State tries to give me brain surgery with .308 caliber rounds. You know what they say, out of the minefield, into the radiation dump site, which is where I get the agility bobblehead, and then into a Deathclaw's tender loving embrace, although that part of the saying I made up. Finally, after a lot of nonsense with a ghost dog phasing through a fence and being gunned down like the scum I am, I properly make it to the Republic of Dave, which contains the weapon I need for this run, Old Painless. It's mentioned somewhere that Dave uses the gun to hunt mirelurks, so I figured it was the most fitting weapon, especially considering Grandma Sparkle herself uses a hunting rifle. After paying the visitor's tax, I convince Rosie to run for president with my amazing persuasive skills. I then gather up all the votes, and the perception bobblehead, and when Dave opens the ballot box, I swipe all of them except for Rosie's. This causes her to win, Dave to run off and score some death clussy, and me to get Old Painless as a gift from our new president. Like Paul said,
any fool with a gun can dress like a slut and become Grandma Sparkle.
With a way to defend myself, I head to the Super Duper Mart to finish the first part of Moira's quest, finding an astonishingly affectionate arachnid when I get there. I attempt to commune with the beast and promptly deep-throat its hard, throbbing stinger as a result. Next go around, I leave the beast to its whims and head inside the grocery store to clean up on aisle dead. The level up from this gets me just enough explosive skill to disarm the Bad Vibes pineapple stinking up the town, which nets me a Funko Pop full of steroids and a rent-free house as a reward. Moira's next task for me is to observe a pod of mirelurks, and she mentions a very particular character as she sends me on my way.
I recommend the nest at the Anchorage War Memorial. I knew a trader who talked about the mirelurks down there.
Lucien LeChance, arbiter of bad vibes, then attempts to threaten me, so I knock his block off and level up once more, putting points into repair, sneak, and small guns and getting another rank of gun nut. I use this newfound repair skill to fix the water pipes for Walter and get some caps for my scrap metal in the process. With everything at Megaton done for the time being, I move on to the main quest, chewing up some more rats like bubblegum until I nearly run out of ammo. Too lazy to wait for Moira's inventory to reset, I cleverly use a generator and running like a pussy to escape imminent death, and then let some technophilic tin cans clear out the mutants for me. Since mutants use hunting rifles, I'm at least able to find some more bullets here. I thought they might come in handy for the behemoth, but in a twist even I didn't expect, he uses my own tricks against me and crashes my game. Clever. Very clever. But I'll be back. Next go around, I use pot shots to lure the thing into fire like a behemoth to a flame. Heh, get it? I'll get my coat. And since I'm behind a railing, I can hop back to safety whenever I want. Eventually, I slip a bullet between its cranial lobes and gain entrance to Three Dogs Palace, where he blackmails me to get a radio dish for him if I want to know where my father is. He's really no better than Moriarty in that aspect, just under a snazzy persona. Regardless, I play along for now, and that means getting some extra protection from the mutants. Luckily, Moira has just what I need in the form of a motorcycle helmet, which Grandma Sparkle owns and can wear on occasion.
She thought ahead. In all my travels, I've never once seen her wear a hat.
Going through the metro showed me just how badass of a weapon Old Painless is, especially if you're sneaking. It's definitely not meant to be picked up so early, considering it's in a hard-lock safe in the far corner of the map, and it shows. Its high accuracy and damage absolutely shreds the assholes of the assholes that reside here. I should not feel this badass playing as Grandma fucking Sparkles of all people. Leveling up, I put points into repair and small guns and double down by getting the gun nut perk. Hunting rifles and, by extension, 32 ammo aren't the most common things in the world, but still abundant enough to keep things manageable. This slaughter gets cut short by me breaking my feeble old lady bones, forcing me to go to Doc Church and get patched up, as I can't use Stimpaks. I guess I should explain why I can't use chems or Stimpaks. 1, Grandma Sparkle is a hunter, so healing with food just seems right, and 2, her feeble old lady organs just can't handle the stress. Getting a bit too up close and personal with these super mutants. Hello there. I catch a raider sleeping on the job. She had the right idea to run, but the wrong execution. Well, it was a very nice execution on my part. The rest of the metros goes quite smoothly as well, murking some more raider scum, killing and then eating some stray dogs as a sign of dominance, crippling a ghoul and giving him a glimmer of hope that he can catch me before busting his lights out, and I must reiterate, murking some more raider scum. As for the mutants, well, the first one goes down quite easily to a sneak attack and some VATS. For the next one, I use a pillar to hide while my AP recharges, so I can whittle them down in VATS as well. This levels me up, getting repair to 60 in the educated perk, which I really should have gotten a lot earlier. I get at least 3 stealth boys from this place, and since they aren't smoked, snorted, or injected, I can use them scot-free. I quickly realize how much ammo I'm gonna have to waste on these mutants, so I run past them, grab the dish, and run out with my tits between my legs. Speaking of ammo, Underworld has some, so I get some and peddle a few of my unwanted goods in the process. Now with 3 dogs radioactive, he tells me I need to go to Rivet City, so I make tracks there from the exact place I started, Farragut Station. Kinda feels like I'm going in circles, but whatever. Point is, I swim across the river and find her. The hunting rifle, the motorcycle helmet. We may not be wearing the exact same clothes, but it does not matter. We are one and the same. No, there can't be 2 in one universe. Reality simply cannot handle it. I must purge. Damn it! I can't. You may be safe now, me, but rest assured, that won't be for long. Oh, fuck off! Anyway, I head over to stalk the Mirelurks in the Anchorage Memorial, but one of their rights activists or something comes to stop me. I think nothing of it, leaping down to shove the camera in a pile of their unborn children, and racing back upstairs before they turn me into sushi. Back on track to Rivet City, oh, come on, the universe must be mocking me at this point. I teach a raider not to wave around explosives, discover the Jefferson Memorial for later, watch a Brotherhood soldier get spaghettified, and once I get there, I vendor reset for 32 ammo that I'm in dire need of. I'm not going there just because the main quest demands it. There's also a perk I want that requires doing a certain quest, that being the Replicated Man. I have experience dodging Mirelurk pincers, so they aren't a threat. My own stupidity, however, is.
Where's the kaboom? There was supposed to be an earth-shattering...
Next try, I avoid the traps and get all the evidence I need from the android beauty specialist, which, when given to Zimmer, rewards me with the wire reflexes perk. Combine this with commando, sniper, and 100 gun skill, and VATS could shoot the dick off a bloatfly from 50 miles away. Having leveled up and gotten the toughness perk, I put my newfound skills to use as I clean the walking piles of algae out of Dad's water purifier. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you and say that nothing noteworthy happened between me clearing out the purifier and the Enclave arriving, so let's just say I got repair to 80 in the commando perk and save ourselves some time. The Enclave are a lot weaker than I expected against my puny ballistic weapons. I know it's for balance, so people who rush the main story aren't shafted, but still, A grandma should not be able to kick their asses so easily. Anyway, my supposed father dies, and Dr. Lee actually shows emotion by closing her eyes in dialogue. That's actually a neat touch, I like that, assuming it's not a bug. Anyway, after she humps the door for no reason, I easily put down some zombies and, for once, don't extend the same courtesy to Garza, as stim packs are worth nothing to me this run. As if by some twisted joke by a higher power, the one playthrough where I save him is the one where he becomes a feral ghoul's lunch. At least the Brotherhood's turrets aren't glitched out and attacking me this time. I go through the old Vault 87 song and dance, you know how that goes, and as recompense for not being able to kill Grandma Sparkle, I inflict massive Moira-sanctioned amounts of pain on her instead.
But obviously, you can handle a lot of abuse. Well, how do you feel?
Alright, now I think it's time to test my mettle against the most delicious creatures of all and help a fellow old lady in the process. Mirelurks are tanky and hit pretty damn hard, especially with no armor, but due to the accuracy of Old Painless, I can hit their heads with relative ease. Not to mention, going through loading zones means it takes a bit longer for them to catch up to you, giving you more time to plink away at them. I quickly realized I'm gonna run dry on food and ammo if I take them all on legit, so I put that collection of stealth boys to good use. This turns out to be a lifesaver, as a sneak attack to the face of a Mirelurk brings it one shot within killing distance, vastly reducing the amounts of bullets I have to waste on them. With this newfound strategy, I make Crab Rangoon of these bitches in no time. As for getting the violin, I found an odd bug or exploit or something that causes Mirelurks to miss you if you turn too tightly around a door, so I used that to my advantage and barely slip out of the vault with my life. Hope it was worth it, Granny. From how hard I owned those Mirelurks, I figured I'd expand my hunting horizons into larger game. It doesn't pan out well for me.
Yoo-hoo! Yelled Quack, come on out!
Next go, I make it to the town of Snot-Nosed Children, and being a grandma, feel the unshakable urge to help them out. And bake them cookies, but I think rescuing them from slavery takes priority. Luckily, due to the power of save scumming, and the huge surplus of caps in my special pockets, buying my way in and then buying the children's way out is a piece of cake.
I don't like the way that Mungo looks at me.
This levels me up, where I get repair to 90 and, oddly enough, the Night Person perk. I don't usually go for that one, but you'll see what it's for later. In Murder Pass, I continue using stealth boys to make my life a lot easier, with knocking the weapons out of the mutants' hands also being a good strategy. I also pathetically fail to kill this master with a grenade trap, but it's nothing a few bullets to the leg and then the head can't fix. In the vault, the same strategy applies. Until I run low enough on ammo that running and letting Fox out as soon as possible becomes the better tactic. Broken Steel gives him such a ridiculous amount of health that as soon as you let him out, the game basically turns into a reverse escort mission. I still help out somewhat to avoid dying of boredom, however. With the Gek recovered, the Enclave roofies me.
Consuela, does this rag smell like chloroform?
But HAL 9000 takes pity on me and lets me free. That was the worst mistake of his virtual life. As soon as I even think about stepping outside, a sentient wall named Lieutenant Williams accosts me, although the subtitles don't adjust to me knowing his name. He's no threat, as I can bribe him with bottle caps. Wait, does the Enclave even use bottle caps? I mean, they want to make their own pre-war American society, don't they? Shouldn't they be printing their own pre-war money? Regardless, I blast the sucker in the back of the head and take my money back. Understandably, the Enclave doesn't pull any punches after this cold-blooded murder. With one of my last two stealth boys, however, I'm able to silently take them out before they can really do much. I even take out the two oddly passive Enclave soldiers that HAL 9000 is supposed to kill for you, just to show off. This is where the Night Person perk comes into play. I only have 4 intelligence due to having Grandma Sparkle's stats, and I don't have 50 lockpick to get the Zack shutdown code. Night Person gives me 6 intelligence at night, which is enough to pass the intelligence check with HAL 9000 so he blows up the Enclave base. Not necessary, but it makes things a whole heck of a lot easier. Now all that's left is to crush the Enclave for good under the boot of our badass giant robot. I level up one last time, getting small guns to 100 and the sniper perk. Now with wired reflexes, the commando and sniper perks, and 100 gun skill, Old Painless has 0 spread and barely moves when I aim it. This is what makes this gun so great. There's no guesswork. Where you aim is where you shoot. Unfortunately, I can't shoot at much due to Prime destroying everything like a boss, but I still try my best to contribute. Once Prime gets to the purifier, his animation glitches out and he deactivates a barrier that isn't even there. Guess Rothschild should have worked a bit harder on his programming. Anyway, I use a stealth boy on the final few Enclave in the Memorial. They're quite tanky due to their higher level armor, but it's nothing me and Lions can't handle. Though I should be calling her the Cowardly Lions, considering how she doesn't even feel like helping me fight the Colonel and his goons. Funnily enough, using a stealth boy to skip the Colonel's "you again" speech has turned the Enclave oddly cordial for an active war. One of them shreds me with his Gatling gun when I provoke him, but by using another stealth boy and keeping my distance so he misses more often, I can eventually take him out. Finally, it's time for the poetic decision of who to sacrifice to start the purifier. And if you thought I was sentencing anyone but Grandma Goddamn Sparkle to death, you must not know me very well. The rules say I can't kill Grandma Sparkle, but because you survived the ending in Broken Steel, it never said anything about frying her like a basket of KFC. With that, I have proven that yes, you can, begrudgingly, beat Fallout 3 as Grandma Sparkle. However, there's one last quest I'd like to do before I can call this run truly complete: protecting the waterway. Why this quest? It takes place at Wilhelm's Wharf. The long and short of it is that bandits are attacking caravans delivering water, and it's up to me to stop them. First step is to kill some around the Anchorage Memorial area, and while I succeed, I also bring some unwanted company. Out of sick curiosity, I wanted to see what would happen if everyone died, and it turns out you can just pick a note off the bandits' bodies to progress the quest. Since it's close by and I can't fast travel due to the mutants chasing me, I just swim to Wilhelm's Wharf, where I find Grandma Sparkle being friendly with the bandits? Alright, that's it. I don't even care about the rules anymore. This bitch dies. Using sneak attacks and VATS, I'm able to do some sizable damage to Splitjack and take out one of his cronies before he even stands up. I then quickly finish off another one with VATS and mag dump the last one before Splitjack can start wailing on me. He only uses a sword, making him quite easy to outrun and fill with holes. Melee builds are OP when used by the player, not so much for NPCs. With the bandits dealt with, I head to Rivet City and then the Memorial for my reward, but that's nothing compared to the ultimate reward this entire run has been accumulating to. I head back to Wilhelm's Wharf, get into position, prime my Fat Man, and wipe out both versions of Grandma Sparkle at once in a spire of unrelenting radiance, breaking the curse of Grandma Sparkle forever, and failing to beat Fallout 3 as Grandma Sparkle.